Two teams from central Minnesota, neither too far from the Twin Cities, will square off here in Milroy, Minnesota, with the hope of getting to the Sweet 16 of Class C. It's the Delano Athletics and the Carver Black Sox, and you're watching it on PrepSpotlight.tv. The 2020 Class C Minnesota Amateur Baseball Tournament is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association and presented to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 is the hub for all things sports with the Xfinity Sports Zone. And Wings Financial. We're for people like you. The Delano A's being introduced in their green jerseys, white bottoms, in the taking on the Carver Black Sox wearing their all-white jerseys with the black piping down the side. They'll be the visiting team, the Delano Athletics, the home team. The Athletics, last time Class C state champions in 1988. They come into the matchup 18-4. The Carver Black Sox at 10-9 after a bit of a slow start. They've won 7 of their last 9. Couple losses to Waconia, who we saw play last night, and lose to Fairmont, and a win over Young America. So teams that are playing and have played in the Class C tournament so far. A lot of good teams in this area in the central part of the state, and these two teams will slug it out here. Carver won big last week over Clinton in the first round. That game played in Springfield, and so they have one game under their belt in state tournament play. The Delano A's are playing their first game here as they advanced as a section or region champion, and they will be playing here. So let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Carver Black Sox, as they will be the visiting team man at the plate. First, Connor Cornell is leading off, and he is playing first base. Kyle Dalton is the number 2 hole hitter, and he is at shortstop. Jay Bresnahan is the second baseman, and MSU Mankato product, and he is at second base batting third. The cleanup hitter, David Dolan, and playing third base. Andrew Weber is the designated hitter / pitcher, and he will be batting fifth. Batting sixth, Cole Kirchhoff, and he is in left field. Sam Warner batting seventh, and catching, Adam Fredericks is in right field, batting eighth, and Bailey Mills is batting ninth and playing center field. The Delano A's, or Athletics, have two of their top pitchers are fresh out of high school. Cade Lommel and Max Otto both are not going to be here as they are heading off to college. Lommel at Creighton, Otto at Northern State, so they are going to a draftee, Owen Borma, who will start the game for Delano. And Borma, you can see, is just taking the mound right now. Borma, a draftee and a left-hander. And Borma coming to the Delano Athletics from Litchfield. So he's a member of the Litchfield Blues team, and he wears number 20 in his jersey. Not matching the green and white of the Athletics, but he is wearing his navy blue top with the gray shorts. So we are just beginning to get ready with the tosses, the initial tosses from Borma, and the lefty will be facing that lineup for the Carver Black Sox. Delano, when they come to bat in the bottom of the first inning, they'll be paced by Brady Miller, the leadoff hitter. He is the center fielder. Trevor Yannick is at shortstop, and he'll be batting second. Toby Hansen, very familiar name, a member of the University of Minnesota baseball team that lost in that super regional to Oregon State. He's in right field batting third. Hunter Hart, the first baseman, will be batting fourth. Robbie Knight is batting fifth and playing second base. In the sixth spot, James Otto, and he's at third base. Jeff Altoff is the designated hitter, and he'll be batting seventh. Adam Schlepper, a Schlepper for Delano, and he will be in left field batting eighth. And Tanner Krails is the catcher for Delano, and he'll be batting ninth. So Delano coming in at 18-4, 10-9 for the Carver Black Sox. A big win last week over Clinton in the first round of the tournament. So we are just about ready for the first pitch. recapping what happened here this morning. The 11 o'clock game, a 10-run game as Bluffton wins it 11-0 over Randall in 7 innings. So Bluffton moves on to the Sweet 16 where they will be taking on Sartell, and we'll talk a little bit about Sartell's win in just a moment. We are ready for action, and the first batter stepping in for the Carver Black Sox, managed by Brian Tichy, and that will be Connor Cornell. And Cornell wears number 19. So the first pitch from Borma, the lefty, is low, ball 1. So the Athletics turning to a drafty for their first pitch and first pitches of the state tournament appearance in 2020. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Cornell, and Cornell bloops it down the right field line, and this one is just foul, landing within a foot of the fair line, and the count 1-1. Cornell last week in the game leading off for Carver against the Clinton squad, in the game played over at in Springfield. Cornell went 2 for 3 in that game. So it's trying to set the table here at the first batter in game 2. 2 o'clock start here. And thanks for joining us, Andy Price and Nicholas Earlbeck in Milroy. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Cornell. Cornell playing at first base. And he'll foul tap it back to the screen. Looking at the infield for the Delano A's, Crail's catching at first base is Hunter Hart, and a strikeout for Cornell. Borma starts with the strikeout. Kyle Dalton is coming to the plate for Cornell. So again, back to the infield. So Hunter Hart at first base, Knight at second, Yannick at third, Yannick at shortstop, Otto at third. Yannick at short, Otto at third, Schlepper, Miller, and Hansen from left to right. First pitch on the inner part of the plate is a strike. So that's how the A's defend you, and we are back to the action here. No balls and a strike, and the pitch from Boersma spins it, and fouling it away is Kyle Dalton, who wears 13, number 13, and plays shortstop. Last week, Dalton had a big game against Clinton, 3 for 4, scored 2 runs, and he drove in a run in their win. 0-2 pitch and a swing and miss. Ball gets away from the catcher, so they have to throw down. And Borma starts out with 2 strikeouts in this game. And the lefty so far having success. Jay Bresnahan, a former Minnesota State Mankato player, mustached up. Bresnahan, the right fielder. And the first pitch misses outside, and the count goes to 1-0. Bresnahan, the 3-hole hitter. Another big day he had against Clinton. And the 1-0 pitch is over for a strike. Bresnahan wearing number 5 for the Carver Black Sox. First year on the Black Sox, came over from Hamburg. And the pitch fouled away. He gets a good look at a fastball and slices it foul. Bresnahan last week against Clinton, 4 for 5. He scored 4 times, and he also drove in a couple as they poured it on against Clinton in their game. And the pitch, he almost turns on the fastball, but he's able to hold the bat back, and the count is square, 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're just underway in the top of the first inning here in Milroy. The 2 o'clock game, winner moving on to the Sweet 16. Another foul ball, and that hits the on-deck hitter right in the knee. Right in the knee. So he's got to walk that off, and that is David Dolan. And that's got to sting. It was just slashed right at him. And Dolan, wearing number 18, will walk it off. you can tell that's just going to sting a little bit. And so we'll have to take a look and see what this means to Dolan. That was just a rocket off the bat, and it caught Dolan square in the leg. So one of these things is just the adrenaline rush that goes through you when you catch a shot like that. And your heart rate goes up, your breathing stops a little bit as the pain is immense. So we'll see what happens here with 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dolan picks up the bat again. We'll come back to the Bresnahan at bat, and he fouls away another pitch. So manager Brian Tichy is looking at Dolan. I think Dolan's going to have to see if he can jog this off. He's going to remain in the batter's box. But that one was I don't know if you even had full eyesight on it if you were going to get out of the way of that one. That got on top of him quick. Bresnahan's going to keep things going with this at-bat with another foul ball out of play down the left field side. And lefty versus lefty, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just underway. 2-2 pitch and a strikeout. So 3 strikeouts for Borma. And the Delano A's off to a very good start. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We'll keep an eye on Dolan, who is the third baseman, and see what happens as he comes out. Dolan was on deck when he got hit by that foul ball. But we'll catch you up with that news when we get back. We're going to take a break. It's PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of the State C baseball tournament. All right, we're back here at the ballpark, bottom of the first inning, and you take a look at the third baseman, David Dolan. He was the batter who was on deck, and he's got a gimp to him. There's no doubt that ball is going to leave a mark, and he's trying to run it off and jog it off. And let's see if there's going to be a change. They brought a big bag of ice down to the dugout, which presumably will go right on where that mark was where he got hit. But he's jogging it off, and he's going to stay in the game. So we'll keep an eye on how David Dolan is and what happens with him at third base. We pick things up here with left-hander Andrew Weber. And Weber coming off a winning performance against Clinton a week ago in a Saturday night game, and he will be facing left-hander Brady Miller right off the start. Brady, the center fielder, and the first pitch is grounded right to the second baseman. That's Bresnahan, and he's right there, and he makes the play. So a quick 1 pitch and 1 out for Andrew Weber as he just deals it right over the middle of the plate, and Brady Miller grounds it right to the second baseman. Bresnahan on to Cornell for the out. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Trevor Yannick, number 16. Yannick played for the Sioux Falls Canaries, also a North Dakota State University product. And the first pitch is outside, ball 1. Yannick, a Delano native, the very strong Delano contingent, so strong, all 9 in the starting lineup are Delano grads. Yannick goes to the gap, and he'll chase into second base as he slashes one into the right center field gap. And Trevor Yannick starts with a base hit, a double, an extra base hit. And that brings up Toby Hansen. Hansen, a Golden Gopher, wearing number 24. Lefty versus lefty with Yannick at second base. This Delano team has had a tremendously successful season and getting their first taste of state tournament play right now. Weber flips up a little curveball that moves Hansen's feet, moves him out of the batter's box from the left-hand side. So far he's shown the off-speed stuff. We'll see what the fastball looks like. And another breaking ball is outside. He's going to rely, it looks like, on his off-speed and his ability to get players off their guard with the breaking pitch. Goes with the fastball, misses outside. 3 balls and no strikes. And they're going to just pass, give the walk, and it's the call, I guess, in the base on balls to Toby Hansen. So runners at first and second with 1 out. Hunter Hart, St. Thomas University player. Again, all 9 of the starting lineup are in the lineup. Delano players, the Litchfield pitcher. Hart, big guy in the middle of this order, and he takes the first pitch, breaking ball that catches the outside corner, strike 1. Hart looks back in some disbelief on that call as it seemed a little bit wide, but the breaking ball gets the called strike. First and second, nobody out. Another breaking ball, and it's fouled straight back. Just catching a sliver of the bat, and the count is 0-2. Delano, again, one of the more picturesque ballparks you'll see in the state, hosting the state tournament last year. Pitch gets away. It was down and in, and the wild pitch will move everybody up a base. And so the runners are now in scoring position with 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hunter Hart. Game 2 here in Milroy today, 2 out of 4. We'll have all 4 of them right here on PrepSpotlight.tv. Appreciate you logging in and subscribing to our action here, whether you've got the single game or you've bought the entire Class C package. And Hart protecting the plate, fouls it away, and keeps the at-bat alive. The dimensions here in Delano, 305 to both right and left down the foul lines. We'll pick up the gaps in straightaway center field here in a second, but it's 305 down the lines. And Hart swings again, fouls it away. So 305 down the lines. In left center field, it's 361. Dead center field, 375 to the batter's eye, 348 to right center, and in right field again, 305. So that's the way that the dimensions look here at the Yankees ballpark. Runners at second and third, 1 out. And the cleanup hitter, Hunter Hart, with a count of 1 and 2. And he again fights it off. That's one down the line. The right fielder chases after it, but it is foul. So Hart has been watching the pitcher living on the outside part of the plate and away from outside part of the plate. But after having 1 strike called out there, Hart is having to protect that part of the plate, fear of a called third strike. So a couple of those pitches looked like they were well outside, but Hart doing his job of just fouling away. So Hart, the big right-handed hitter wearing number 30, is ready, and the pitch is high, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sitting at third, Trevor Yannick. At second base is Toby Hansen. Hansen on board with a walk, Yannick doubled. Two-two pitch, and he gets him with the off speed and a strikeout. Robbie Knight coming to the plate. And Robbie Knight wearing number 22. Playing second base, and first pitch, off-speed pitch, swing and a miss. So Weber continuing to spin it on up there, and he's been able to get 2 outs here 2 runners on. Another breaking ball, this one outside into the left-hander's batter's box, so it's a count of 1-1. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. And Knight fouls it away, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Knight coming into the lineup here in the number 5 hole. One ball and 2 strikes tonight. And he swings and misses. So Weber is able to work against the right-handers and get strikeouts of Hart and Knight to end the first inning. No runs on a hit. They leave 2 to the Delano A's, and we're going to step aside for a break. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage. Delano and Carver scoreless into the second.
What's special about high school sports? The passion. The excitement. The memories.
Down on 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community. Connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
And welcome back to the ball yard here in Milroy, the Yankees ball field on the south end of town, right on Highway 68. Andy Price and Nicholas Earlbeck with you here. We go to the top of the second. David Dolan. Dolan at the plate. If you remember in the first inning, he was on deck, and Jay Bresnahan had a foul ball that caught him right in the knee. Well, look at that. He's going to limp his way down to first base with a base knock. So David Dolan, the cleanup hitter, that's what you call gutting it out. You can tell that there's some pain. He probably ices it when he can, but he comes right off the field and into the right onto first base. You see he's gingerly walking off of first base, and he takes his lead. Not sure if he's a threat to run or not now. Andrew Weber, the pitcher, and the DH, so he is in, and he's going to lay down a bunt, but he misses it, strike 1. Had a foul tipped it, and the count goes to 0-1 here to Weber. Last week, Dolan, who just singled, was 1 for 5 with an RBI. Weber wearing number 32. And he, again, unable to lay the bunt down, in the count 0-2. Both teams now with a base hit. Weber will get back in the box, and likely the bunt is off with 2 strikes, and Dolan takes his lead at first base, and the pitch is on its way, and it's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Weber. On deck is Cole Kirchhoff. Cole, a member of that Chanhassen State baseball championship team just a few years back when they won the large class championship. And foul ball from Weber, so the count remains 1-2. Carver, located just off of what you would call Old 212, south of the new Highway 212. Pitches off the outside corner, and Borma thought he had it. Owen Borma from Litchfield. And so we have 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first and nobody out here, top of the second. Carver at the plate. And the 2-2 pitch is a fastball that misses low. And the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Weber works the count full after missing the 2 bunt attempts to start with, and he gets a fastball down the middle and knocks it foul. Three to the count, and swinging and missing. Oh, he's called a foul ball. Says he got a piece of it. Foul tip by Weber on that breaking ball that was breaking away from the left-handed hitting Weber. So he, by the sliver of a bat, stays alive. 3-2 pitch, and it's fouled straight back. Weber, the pitcher, with an elongated at-bat. Extends this trip to the plate. And Borma sets and delivers. And another foul ball. So Weber able to find enough to keep this bat alive with 4 straight foul balls. And the pitch on the way is off the plate and a walk. So a base hit and a walk. So after striking out the side in the first inning, Owen Borma has found himself in just a little bit of a jam with a base hit and a walk. So runners at first and second. Cole Kirchhoff, the left fielder, wearing number 12. So runners at first and second. Cole from Carver, Minnesota. And the first pitch from Borma is low, ball 1. With his open stance, Kirchhoff ready, and again squaring around a bunt, and the pitch is in for a strike, and the count goes to 1-1. So Brian Tichy right now trying to move 2 runners into scoring position. At least the thought is he just feigning a bunt? See here, as the count is 1-1. Borma delivers, and it's popped straight up, but it's back far enough that neither the catcher or the first baseman, Hart, who makes a good effort for it, Hart sprinting all the way in. That one does land, though, and no harm other than a strike. So it's a ball and 2 strikes now to Kirchhoff, and runners at first and second, and nobody out. Top of the second in this one, no score. Full day of baseball in Class C, 8 games going on. Over in Class B, we have 3 games going on. Pitch high and 2-2. So trying to sneak the breaking ball over, and it's high and away. And we have 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Dolan is at second base. At first base is Weber. Pitch on the way, and it's a shot to the right field line. That's going to be fair and a base hit. So Dolan holds at third. Weber slides into second as he had to hold up, and Kirchhoff with a base hit, so 2 hits in the inning. And the bases are loaded against Borma. And Sam Warner, the catcher, comes to the plate. Sam was 0 for 4 in their win against Clinton. Bases are loaded. Sox, Black Sox everywhere you look. Owen Borma, who cruised through the first inning, has now not been able to get an out in the second, and his first pitch is a breaking ball that is high. At first base, Hart playing in on the grass. Third baseman Otto is also sneaking towards the grass the middle infielders are going to play at double play depth. So I would guess anything to the first baseman and third baseman's coming home to try to get that force out at home. You got the double play ball, anything up the middle. And the 2-0 pitch is high, and all of a sudden, in dire straits, is Owen Borma. So the lefty from Litchfield has to get the ball over the plate here. And he does. That fastball just above the belt, strike one. 3-1 as the straight take was on for Sam Warner. Adam Fredericks coming to the plate. He had 2 runs batted in their game last weekend. 3-1 pitch is high and given RBI to Sam Warner. And Carver marks the board first. So the catcher walks. So 2 walks and 2 base hits. And still nobody out. So David Dolan is in with the run. Dolan with a single and he scores. A very eventful day so far for Dolan, who looked like he has leg decapitated in the first inning. Foul tip for Adam Fredericks. Adam Fredericks, as I mentioned, was 2 for 3 with 2 runs batted in last week as Carver advanced on to this round with the win over Clinton. Now he's got RBI opportunities aplenty with 3 guys on base right now. Strike one, the count. Pitches outside and a ball and a strike now. Same defensive alignment with Hart and Otto pinching in at the corners. Pitch is low, and blocking it and keeping it in front of him is the catcher Krails. 2 hits in the inning, a run scored for Carver. And are they done? They've got the bases loaded and nobody out. 2-1 pitch is below the knees. It was over the plate, but below the knees, and the count is 3-1. And Borma frustrated that he's not getting that call. And now he's again on the verge of another pass. 3-1 the count. Borma takes a deep breath, out of the windup, delivers, and it's another foul ball down the right field side. That's going to twist away from the right fielder Hansen. No chance for him to track it down. And so the count will go full. Nobody out. Nobody's going to be going with nobody out. Three balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch is on the way, and another foul ball. So these Carver Black Sox batters have done a good job of battling and working this pitch count up for Borma, and Borma is lathering himself up right now as he's got 4 straight Black Sox have reached. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and a key strikeout there for Borma, his 4th of the game, and no further movement on the base pass. Bailey Mel's coming to the plate. Mel's the center fielder. Last week he picked up a base hit in their win down in Springfield. He was 1 for 4. Pitch is at the knees. Strike one. There. Still bases are loaded, 1 out, and the pitch is on the outside corner, strike 2. So a little bounce in the step for Borma after the strikeout. Bases are loaded, just 1 in. Has the potential for a big inning for Carver. And the 0-2 is hit towards second. Let's see if they can turn it. Flips it from second to short and back to first, not in time. Oh, they call him out. They call him out, and 4-6-3 on the double play. And they are ecstatic in the Delano world. A very interesting call. It looked like from our vantage point that he had easily beaten the throw, but it is a 4-6-3 double play. And so 1 run will score on the 2 hits. The 1 run is earned, 2 hits, and 2 runners left on base. The double play gets him out of the jam. And we will go to a break. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of the Class C State Baseball Tournament on PrepSpotlight.tv. A little Chicago playing in the background here at the ballpark in Milroy, and we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. We took a poll, and it was 50% thought he was safe, 50% thought he was out. 1 person abstaining from voting, and we're not exactly sure why. But we're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Close play on the double play. Give him the credit on the turn. 4-6-3 on that play as Knight flips it to Yannick. Yannick over to Hart for the 4-6-3 for Delano. They trail 1-0 now in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and coming to the plate is the number 6 hitter, James Otto. Outside. And the first pitch is a ball, 1-0 the count. Otto, right-handed hitter, facing the left-handed Weber, and Weber gets the fastball over, and the count 1-1. Weber very much using deception and the ability to change speeds and get the ball spinning in different directions, and he tries to get a slider to break back over the outside part of the plate, back door, but it's way outside, nowhere near the back door. 2 balls and a strike to James Otto. Ground ball towards short. That's going to be picked up by Dalton. Dalton slings it sidearm across over to Cornell, and 1 out for Delano in the first. Jeff Altoft coming to the plate. Altoff the DH, and he wears number 11. So for the 2 games we've played so far, in a couple innings, we've not seen anything leave the yard, and the reason I even bring that up is because Altoff looks like he possesses some power with the orange top stick matching the belt on his uniform. And the first pitch is a breaking ball in for a strike. 1 out, bottom of the 2nd. Andrew Weber, high kick, and a ball hit to third. That is picked up by Dolan. Dolan's going to fire across in the dirt, but Cornell scoopers it up. And Cornell with a nice dig. And there's 2 up and 2 down. We'll bring up Adam Schlepper. Schlepper from hitting from the right side. He's left fielder wearing number 1. Weber, who had 2 runners on in the first inning, has worked quickly with 2 outs and picks up a strike on the first pitch to Schlepper. 0-1 pitch, just a little high, and the count levels at a ball and a strike. You are here in Milroy with us, Sandy Price, Nicholas Earlbeck, and the 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball that breaks too far inside. 2 balls and a strike. Fun day here in Milroy again. Another perfect weather day as the wind is kicking up just a little bit, and it's blowing out to left field. Foul ball off of the bat of Schlepper, and the count is 2-2 with 2 down. Wind's been blowing out of the west for most of the morning, but it looks like it's turned around looking at the Old Glory, the American flag, out in left field, which is midway between the scoreboard and the foul pole. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball's low, and it's 3-2. So Weber has a 1-0 lead. Weber part of that 1 run as he was on base. Helped move things along in their half of the 2nd inning. And the pitch is popped up, and it looks like it's staying in play. And the second baseman, Bresnahan, camps underneath it, and he gets 2 hands on it. Very fundamental play by Bresnahan, getting that second hand up there to secure the out. So we are done with that inning. We're going to go back and take a look at some of the great highlights from Class B and Class A last weekend, show you what happened, including the championship win for Minnetonka, their 15th championship in Class A.
They haven't been easy to come by. Here's a high fly into left field, way back and gone. Brown takes his lead at first, the 2-2. Lifted in the air, shortstop. Arnold backtracking, he's got it. And the Chanhassen Redbirds hold on.
Bain pauses. This one hit in the air. Shallow right field coming on. It falls! It falls! And Elko wins it 7-6.
9-6 Millers here in the ninth. Pushing pitches, swung on, off the end of the bat towards second base. Hansen has it, tags the runner, goes to first, and the Millers are state champions. As Jeff Miller grounds into a double play.
If you've subscribed to the tournament, you can, the full tournament package, you can watch Class B games today in Shakopee as they're working their way to the Final Four. Class C tournament rolls on in Springfield, where moving on so far in the tournament is Union Hill over Lamberton, and Sartell with a win today, 1-0, knocking off Gaylord. And so that is what's happened there. And the 2 o'clock game for over in Springfield today. You take a look at the brackets. I think it's the matchup that goes right here with this one. And that is right now St. Patrick is taking on Rochester today. We saw St. Patrick play here. So let's pick it up back in the top of the third. Carver batting, and we're back to the top of the order with Connor Cornell, the first baseman. And count is 1-1 Cornell struck out in the first, if you remember, if you were with us. If not, I'll let you know. Owen Borma, the draftee from Litchfield, he struck out the side in the first inning, and then he faced 6 batters in the second inning. That's a pop-up, and it'll be played by Hart. Hart gets underneath it. A little bit of the issue with the sun maybe, but he makes the play in foul territory for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Kyle Dalton. In that second inning, 6 came to the plate. The first 4 reached, and then a strikeout and a 4-6-3 double play that Knight turned, getting it to Yannick, and then on over to Hart in a very close bang-bang play at first base, and that into the inning. Another pop-up, first pitch pop-up, and it's the shortstop, Yannick, who's going to pop over there and make the play. He scoots behind the third baseman, Otto, and gets the out. So 2 up and 2 down, just like in the first inning. Borma making quick work of the first 2 hitters. Bresnahan hitting, and I just just out of curiosity, I looked to see where David Dolan is now standing. The third baseman who was hit by a line drive foul in the batter's box, or in the on-deck circle. Very, very wide of the on-deck circle. So 1 ball, no strikes to Bresnahan. He did strike out as well. Pitch on the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. Fourth straight tournament for the Carver Black Sox, and they have a win under their belt already, and they have a 1-0 lead under their belt. Hope they have a big belt. 2 balls and a strike. Borma, the lefty from Litchfield, out of the windup, delivers, and it's outside. 3 balls and a strike. 2 walks in that inning. He does have 4 strikeouts. 3-1 pitch now on the way, and it's high. So walk number 3 will bring the cleanup hitter Dolan to the plate. He singled and scored the only run of the game. Dolan looks like he's walking a little bit better. He didn't have much time to ice after he was on the bases going station to station before he scored. And then he came back in, and first pitch is in for a strike from Borma to Dolan. And the drive to the gap, and that's going to get down. Hansen's going to cut it off, rounding first and heading to third is Bresnahan. And Dolan is 2 for 2 with another single. Both times he's singled to right, and Bresnahan moves over to third. So here we go. Andrew Weber with a big opportunity to help himself. He walked last time up, did not score, went around to third, and he was stranded there. First and third, 2 out. Lefty against lefty, pitcher against pitcher, and the first pitch catches the outside part of the plate for strike one. 1-0. In the third inning, Carver on top of Delano. And on the way, the pitch is fouled back. No balls. And 2 strikes. Try to update you on scores from Springfield and score from Shakopee as well. They're playing 3 games there today instead of the full 4 that we are seeing in both Springfield and here in Milroy. 2 strikes, and the breaking ball is inside, ball 1. Shuffles his feet backwards, and Weber, the opposing pitcher, has a count of 1-2. At third base, Bresnahan. At first base, Dolan. Dolan 2 for 2. And a swing and a miss, and Borma gets out of the inning with a strikeout. Strikeout number 5. And we're going to go to the bottom of the third inning, and as we do, we're going to look at highlights from last week's Class C tournament game. And that was the showdown, or all the showdowns in Milroy and here in Milroy and over in Springfield. And there were some great finishes in week 1.
Driven to the gap in left center field. This one lands. They throw to the plate. It's not in time. 4 and a walk. Runner going. Byer. And the pitch gets away. Byer coming home. There won't be a play. And Foley wins the game.
Sorensen delivers. It's hit hard to right. And that is going to be over his head. Delivers an RBI double. 0-2 pitch. Inside corner, strike 3. And that ends the game. He gets him on a called third strike. He had 2 called third strikes in the inning.
Ground ball up the middle. Great stop by the second baseman. Firing to first and got him. But guess what? The Prior League Mudcats have just taken the lead.
Pitch. Hit a long way. Deep, looking back, and it is gone. But Matt Ambrose has opened this game up with a 3-run home run.
Saw that highlight right there was the St. Patrick's win over Regal in a fantastic ball game last Sunday. St. Patrick's playing Rochester right now. They're in the early innings, it's tied 1-1 over in Springfield. So St. Patrick trying to advance on. Last week, Colin Dank and company for St. Patrick beating Regal 5-1. Here we are in the bottom of the third inning, and leading off for the Delano Athletics is the catcher Tanner Krales. Krales looks at a strike, and the second pitch is on the outside corner, strike 2. In the game played earlier in Springfield, a classic, actually had some ejections in the later part of the game. The Sartell squad goes on to beat Gaylord, the Islanders, 1-0, and the pitching performance so far of the tournament as Sartell Muskie pitcher David Dominski struck out 17. Strikeout of Krales for Weber. That is his third strikeout. And one down, and that brings us back up to the top of the order, and Brady Miller. Brady Miller. Augusti coming to the plate. He grounded out to the second baseman in his first at-bat, and he tries to bunt on board, and it's going to land, and the catcher picks it up, fires down to first, and they get him. That was a good play by the catcher, Warner. It was a pop-up bunt that landed right in between he and Weber, and he bounced quickly, picked it up, fielded it barehanded, and fires it down and gets the out. So Miller out after the failed bunt attempt, and Yannick comes up to the plate. Yannick doubled his first time up, and he was stranded over at third. 1 for 1 is Yannick. And he looks at strike one. Weber been able to escape a jam in the first. He got through the second clean, and he throws a big breaking pitch. Big spinner that gets Yannick swinging and missing, and there's 2 strikes, 2 down here in the third inning. PrepSpotlight.tv coverage of the State C baseball tournament here in Milroy, and the pitch is outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Weber out of the windup. High kick, and the pitch is down low, 2-2. Weber, a Chan Hassan guy, and the swing and the miss. And Weber gets another strikeout, 2 in the inning. That's the second time he's collected 2 strikeouts in an inning. 4 on the game, and the third inning is done. We'll go to the top of the fourth. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv coverage of the State C baseball tournament. 1-0. Carver leading Delano, heading to the fourth. And welcome back to Milroy. Andy Price, Nicholas Earlbeck with you here on PrepSpotlight.tv. We are in the fourth inning, top of the fourth. 1-0. Carver leading Delano. The other game 1-1 in the early innings between St. Patrick and Rochester. And first pitch breaks a bat. And I think we have to go get another one. And walking back to get that is Cole Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff with a base hit that moved everybody over in the second inning. He's 1 for 1. The next guy, Sam Warner, walked in when the bases were full, walked in a run. So Warner's got the RBI. Kirchhoff has a hit in his 1 at-bat, and 0-1, the pitch from Borma to Kirchhoff is a strike, swinging, 2 strikes. Cole was 3 for 4 last week in that 10-run win over, actually 12-run win to be exact, over Clinton. Breaking ball misses, and the count is 1-2. Yeah, he had a big day, 3 for 4 with 3 runs batted in. Another 3 RBI were driven in by Dan Gastuck, and he is not in the lineup today, and I didn't get to see if he's maybe not even at the ballpark, but he was 1 for 5 with 3 runs batted in his game. So as I mentioned, we have not had a ball leave the yard here so far this week. We had 4 home runs last week. Swung on and hit towards left, drifting towards the foul line and left, and not making the catch. It stays in the park, and the left fielder, Schlepper, catches the yellow part of the railing pretty hard, and it knocks him straight back. May have knocked the wind out of him. But that pitch is foul. Hit about 300 feet. One hopped the fence. So at 3:05 down the line in both, not extremely long, but I will tell you, just have not had a ton of home runs. No balls, or 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the count runs full. Kirchhoff looks at the 3-2 pitch, and it's a strike on the outer part of the plate. And Borma gets the corner there. And it's 1 out. Sam Warner at the plate. Warner with the RBI, as I mentioned, as he walked with the bases full. And a first pitch from Borma is in for a strike just above the knees. Borma with 6 strikeouts on the game. His 6th recorded just right there. Slashing base hit is Warner. So Warner now adds a hit to his box score line right now. And with a runner at first, Adam Frederick comes to the plate. Frederick struck out in the 2nd inning. He came up, the bases were still loaded, and there was nobody out at that moment. And that was a big strikeout for Borma. He got a little bounce in his step, then he got a double play to get out of the inning. It looked like there were going to be 3, maybe 4 runs put on the board that inning. Instead, it ends up being just 1. Now, that one is held up, at least here in the 4th inning, 1-0, but there's still 2/3 of a baseball game to be played. Runner at first, and the pitch to Frederick, swing and a miss as he works the outer part of the plate, and that fastball seemed to tail away from the right-handed hitter, Frederick. And there's no balls and 2 strikes to Frederick. Bailey Mills is on deck. 1 down. And a foul ball right past the first base coach. Oh, and 2 the count. 1 out here in the top half of the 4th inning. Ground ball towards short. Yannick fields it. He's going to flip it to Knight. Knight again on for the double play. So just like that, 6-4-3. 2 double plays turned in the first 4 innings. 2 grounded into double plays, and that's always a pitcher's friend, and that ends the bottom of the 4th. Top of the 4th. We're going to head to the bottom of the 4th. Andy Price with you here on PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of the State C baseball tournament.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Down on 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
And back, if you're hearing the music in the background, it's Dexy's Midnight Runners. That happens to be a song that was a song requested by camera operator Nicholas Earlbeck. He's a big Dexy's Midnight Runners fan. Come on, Eileen. So we get to hear it for back-to-back innings here at the ballpark in Milroy. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0. Carver leading Delano. Toby Hansen coming to the plate. It'll be 3, 4, and 5. The middle of the order, Hansen, Hart, and Knight. Lefty versus lefty, and the first pitch is over for a strike. we have a score from the game in Springfield as the St. Patrick Knights have taken a 4-1 lead. If you remember, our St. Patrick Irish have taken a 4-1 lead. I'm thinking of Knight, the number 3 hitter in this inning for Delano. The Irish up 4-1. And if you remember from last week, if you were part of our coverage of that game, we saw the big blast, the home run from Matt Ambrose. Matt and Seth playing for those teams, the hockey guys, D1 hockey guys. Matt Ambrose hit a ball that had to have hit the road across the way here. That was the longest home run of the weekend. The 1-2 pitch, he's trying to induce that swing on a pitch outside of the strike zone, not trying to give him anything to hit, and the pitch is a low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hansen. Toby walked his first time up. 2-2 pitch misses, and the count runs full. So Toby looking for the right pitch here. Works his way back into the count after 2 strikes. Hansen advanced onto second base in that first inning. 3-2 pitch, grounder back to the pitcher. Pitcher changes directions, fields it, and flips it. So Toby Hansen is down on the 1-3. Hunter Hart coming up. He struck out his last time up. And Weber has kept him off balance into the 4th inning. Bottom of the 4th inning. Just about an hour into this game. And Hunter Hart hitting for the second time. And Weber gets him to pop it up. It looks like that's staying in play. The catcher has it, and Warner grabs it. So Weber now has retired 10 straight batters. So Weber thumbing his way, kind of spinning his way to a decent first 4 innings where he got in a little trouble early but now has retired 10 straight. Fastball sneaks outside. He was trying to sneak it past Robbie Knight. Knight struck out as well, and that ended the first inning. He had 2 runners on. Knight steps in the bucket just a little bit and fouls it away, and the count is now 1 ball and a strike. Bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0 is your score. We'll pop that score bug up so everybody's on board with what's happening here on PrepSpotlight.tv. We still haven't gotten a report from Shakopee yet. I've got to do that. And the swing and the miss. And count 1-2. And Delano coming in at 18-4 on the season with some high hopes, although they did lose a few of their top players. Pitch outside. When you're playing it this deep into the season, you have college commitments. And as I mentioned right off the start, 2 of their better pitchers in Cade Lommel and Max Otto, recent grads, and a strikeout of Knight. So he goes down looking this time. And Weber has gone through 4 innings and he hasn't given up a run. We're going to go to the top of the 5th. We'll talk a little bit more about the players who are not here for Delano. We'll be right back on PrepSpotlight.tv. Back with you here and mentioning that the Delano Athletics a little short-handed as they come in. Some of their top younger players heading off to college. We talked about Cade Lommel and Max Otto, and also Jack Paulson, too. Paulson, guy who's key in the middle of their lineup and a good all-around player. He is also off in college right now. So especially with some of the rules that are happening at the college level and kids having to be quarantined because of the virus, those 3 players missing right now from the Delano A's in this state tournament. So pitching still is Borma. Borma in the top of the 5th inning now is going to face the number 9 hitter, Bailey Mills, who hit into a double play in his first time up. Very close play at first, and then from there it'll be Connor Cornell. Swing and a miss, and it's no balls and 2 strikes to Bailey Mills. The run scored in the 2nd inning as the first 4 players reached base for Carver, 2 on walks, 2 on base hits. It was an a bases loaded walk that scored the run. The ball and 2 strikes now to Mells. We're into the top of the 5th inning. It's a 1-0 game. We've seen some good low-scoring baseball games so far, and a called third strike on an off-speed pitch. So Borma now has 7 strikeouts through 4 1/3 innings pitched. That comes back to Connor Cornell, who was one of those strikeout victims. He struck out in the first and fouled out to the first baseman, Hunter Hart, in the 3rd inning, which was his second at-bat. 0 for 2, and the first pitch is at the knee, strike 1. Borma had that struggle of 2 walks and gave up 2 singles in the 2nd inning. Since then, he's righted a little bit, although he did also have 2 runners on in the 3rd. No balls, 2 strikes now. Borma facing Cornell, the first baseman. Cornell 2 base hits last week in the first round of the tournament. Pitch on the outside corner, strike 3. That corner has morphed a little bit as the day goes on, as sometimes corners do. And Cornell shakes his head and heads back to the batters, or to the dugout, the third base dugout, and there's 2 down in the 5th inning. Kyle Dalton at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout and a pop-up to the shortstop. Actually was right behind the third baseman. And the first pitch is a ball 1. Borma, number 20, the Litchfield lefty. Misses the corner outside. 2 balls, no strikes now to the left-handed swinging shortstop, Kyle Dalton. 2 quick outs here in the 5th. Borma takes a big deep breath on the mound and sets. And there's strike, swinging strike. Two balls and a strike now to Kyle Dalton. The delivery fouled off and into the parking lot. Have not heard any balls hitting any vehicles, as the parking lot is just only about 65, 70 feet over the top of past the grandstand. 2-2 pitch is outside, trying to sneak one in on the corner. Can't get it done. 3-2 the count with 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Carver leading 1-0 and at the plate, the number 2 hitter, Kyle Dalton. Chops it towards short. Yannick fields and throws. Gets him by a step, and it's 3 up, 3 down. So we've gone 4.5. We are halfway home in this one. And it is 1-0. Carver and Delano battling in a good one. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of the State C Baseball Tournament. Thanks for watching, and we'll be right back. Bottom of the 5th inning now, and Delano trailing by 1, trying to work their way back into this one. We do have an update on the other score from Springfield. 5-1 now as the St. Patrick Irish are trying to keep a good run for New Prague area teams, as Union Hill picked off Lamberton last night, and now the Irish trying to beat Rochester. First pitch is high, breaking ball to James Otto, the third baseman. 1-0 pitch to start the inning, and it's grounded. There's Dolan, falls over, and he's safe as Dolan falls over, and you can still see he's hobbling. He didn't get the ball cleanly, did pick it up and fired off line, off target, and Otto beats it out as the throw took the first baseman, Cornell, off the bag. He tried to swipe tag it, but the swipe tag didn't work, and he missed him, and Otto's on base with an error 5. So an error to start the inning, and Dolan has been a key player so far in this game for a lot of reasons. He's been good offensively, but he's also hobbled by that line drive foul ball when he was on deck in the first inning, and you can tell he's still not right. Now, saying that, he's reached base 2 different times, twice today, and Dolan 2 for 2. So Otto is being run for, and running for Otto is number 3, Nate Norman. So Norman now at first base running, and looking to lay down the bunt is Jeff Altoff, and the designated hitter. It does not look like he's a bunter by trade. That's just an observation. I don't get the chance to see these teams play. We're coming in here broadcasting every game in the state, so not seeing that, but Altoff looking to bunt. Norman chased back to first on the throw by Weber. So an error, first of the game. Altoff looks at the breaking pitch outside, 1-1. And although Dolan was playing in from the first pitch on over at third base, I'm just not seeing that Altoff would be a sacrifice guy here in this situation, but we shall see. Runner at first, nobody out, and the pitch, and Altoff is going to get a base knock. Second hit for Delano, and runners at first and second. So Altoff, who squared to bunt the first time up, singles to left. Second hit for the Athletics, and Adam Schlepper comes to the plate. Schlepper grounded to second base his first time up. So Weber is now facing runners on first and second. He had 2 runners on in the first inning. After that, he had gone 11 straight batters he had set down, 11 straight Athletics. But they're going to start warming up a Carver pitcher, and it is a Carver pitcher, not one of the draftees. It's a lefty. Trying to get the number, but they're just beginning to warm him up. So a little activity down in the Carver bullpen. Runners at first and second. Weber getting a last bit of instruction from Warner, his catcher. Schlepper, the left fielder, gets his signs, and we'll take a look and see where we go. See what manager Steve Island has in store for these base runners and the batter. Not a surprise. Schlepper looking to bunt, squares, pulls back as the pitch was well outside. 1-0. Pitch is bunted down the line. It's a good bunt. Weber has to plant and throw, and he gets the nice out at first base. He had to go all the way over to the line. He planted, spun his body, and threw to get the out. It's a sacrifice for Schlepper, so don't give him an at-bat on that. And it is now runners at second and third. Tanner Krail's at the plate, and the go-ahead run is at second base now. The tying run sitting down at third, 90 feet away with just 1 out. So they sacrifice the out, and they get 2 runners in scoring position. Krail's, the number 9 hitter, takes the first pitch high, ball 1. He struck out in the third inning. 5 strikeouts for Weber, who has pitched very well. here into the bottom of the fifth. But 2 runners on, jam for sure. 1-0 the count. Line drive up the middle, and that's a base hit. Altoff is rounding third as the first run scores. Altoff's at the plate, and he is out. And there's going to be a discussion about whether the plate was blocked. And Altoff and the coaching staff talking about the blocked plate. You see the discussion. They're trying to bring everybody back. So count the run on James Otto scoring. Otto scores on the base hit by Kroll's up the middle. So that ties the game 1-1. Altoff, the throw beat Altoff to the plate. It was high. The catcher was standing up. He wasn't blocking the plate at the time. He was standing up catching the high throw, and Altoff just had nowhere to go. So Altoff is out. Down on the throw goes Crales. So Crales So we are all tied up. 8-2 on the throw and the put out at home. That gets Altoff. Crales is at second base now. This game is all tied up 1-1 in the bottom of the fifth inning. So the RBI to Crales, and the pitch to Brady Miller is outside ball 1. So Crales with a base hit and an RBI. Otto scores the run ahead of Altoff. Brady Miller flares it foul, and we have a ball and a strike. So it's a heated discussion at the plate in this one, as they were deeming that, at least the Delano was deeming that the plate was blocked. He has to catch that ball. He was 2 steps in front of the plate when he did so. Miller, the leadoff hitter, who is 0 for 2, fouls it away again, and he is down in the count. A ball and 2 strikes. But everything is evened up here now as Delano answers with their run here in the fifth to get back from that, to get back the run that they gave up to Carver in the second. So Carver scores 1 in the second, Delano here in the fifth. They still have a runner at second. Pitch down and away, and Kroll is going to advance on to third on the wild pitch. So over to second on the throw, on to third with a wild pitch. So now he's 90 feet away from giving the Athletics the lead in the bottom of the fifth inning. Weber, the lefty, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He can take care of business right here out of the windup. And he has the high kick and the delivery, and it's fastball high, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Very spirited crowd here, and say that they probably sold their 250 tickets. 3-2 pitch on the way, and it's outside. Just his second walk. This inning started with an error, and that error has led to a run. Well, Trevor Yannick up. Yannick 1 for 2, a double and a strikeout. He has chance now to give Delano an advantage, their first advantage of the game. Bottom of the fifth inning. At first base is Miller, and Miller is a leadoff guy. You got to believe has some speed. He's not running on the first pitch, and Weber is able to get the off-speed pitch to Yannick over for strike 1. Carver with 4 base hits, Delano with 3. This game is all squared 1-1. And the 0-1 pitch is outside 1-1 as he was trying to backdoor that breaking ball in. We are at a standstill now, 1-1. Pitch to Yannick, grounded towards short, picked up and thrown all the way across from Dalton, and Dalton gets the out. So a ground ball, 6-3, and Dalton makes the fielding play and gets the out. We're going to go to the bottom of the top of the 6th inning. After 5 complete, it's 1-1. Delano, Carver on PrepSpotlight.tv. Welcome back to Milroy, and that shot taken for the 2019 Emmy Award nominated documentary Town Ball Uniquely Minnesota. You have a chance to order the games or watch the series, 8-part series on Amazon at Amazon.com. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you can get them for free. Town Ball Uniquely Minnesota now on Amazon. Originally seen on Fox Sports North. Still getting some airplay on Fox Sports North, produced by Big G Productions. Big G Media, we like to say. 1-1, we go to the 6th inning, top of the 6th inning. Carver now. And the first pitch is going to be a base hit for Carver. And leading it off is Bresnahan. Bresnahan now has reached base twice. He walked in the 3rd and laces a single here in the 6th inning. And that brings up David Dolan, the limpy, gimpy David Dolan. So Dolan, who has 2 base hits in the game, has also been hit by a line drive while he was standing in the batter's box. And he did commit an error, and that error did lead to the run for Delano. So Dolan has been instrumental so far in this game on both sides. First pitch is down low to Dolan, ball 1. Dolan singled to right in the 2nd, and then flared a single to right in the 3rd. He's coming up for the 3rd time here in the top of the 6th inning. Runner at first, nobody out. And Dolan hits it hard to the gap, and that will be to the gap, and that should scoot all the way to the wall. Bresnahan got a good jump, and I would guess he scores easily. Bresnahan running 3rd, and he'll score. And at 2nd is Dolan, so Dolan now 3 for 3 and an RBI. And just like that, Carver has taken the lead back. A drive on the first pitch by Dolan, and that's going to score Bresnahan. Morma, the pitcher from Litchfield, is now trailing 2-1, and he's meets Steve Island midway to from the mound to the baseline, and they're talking it over right now. As they're all looking out of left field as they're talking. And just words of encouragement. We do have another drafted pitcher who is warming up in the bullpen for Delano. Delano in green. Carver in their white uniforms. Says Sox in print across their letters. Delano across the green jerseys of Delano. First pitch, and it's lifted out towards center field. And it's going to fall in front of Miller. And so 3 straight base hits to start this inning. Weber, the pitcher, helps his cause with a single. That's going to move Dolan over to 3rd. I don't know if he can move well enough to score on that single, but that ball was you had to hold up on it. It was hit high enough that you weren't sure if that was going to be caught or not. So 3 base hits in the inning, 7 base hits total, and with that we will have a pitching change. So with the pitching change, we're going to step aside and watch or take a break, and we'll be right back on PrepSpotlight.tv. It is 2-1 now. Carver ahead of Delano. We'll be back in a moment.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Now a 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
We are back, and the new pitcher is from Dassel, Jordan Flick here. Nobody out. Runners at first and third. Jordan Flick of Dassel now wearing his white pinstripes, and he is facing Cole Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff looks at ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes. Setting it up again. David Dolan is at third. He has an RBI double in the inning. That gave Carver the 2-1 lead over Delano. Andrew Weber is at first. He singled. Dolan moving over to third. 2 balls, no strikes. Cole Kirchhoff at the plate. He has a base hit, and he fouls it straight back into the net, and the count goes to 2-1. Kirchhoff singled in the second. He struck out looking in the fourth. So right-hander now, our first righty of the day on the hill, and this is Flick. Drafted from Dassel. 2 runners on. It's a tough situation for him to come in, and a fly ball to center field. It's hit pretty well. Chasing back is Miller, chasing it back and over his head. Miller doesn't have it, and that's going to score Dolan from third easy. Everybody holds. It ends up being a very long single as Weber didn't get far enough on that ball and only is able to advance to second. So it was a long single. I'm going to tell you that's about a 370-foot single and an RBI for Kirchhoff. Over the head of Miller, runners at first and second. So Kirchhoff picks up his second hit of the day and an RBI, and it is 3-1. Carver now in front of Delano. So still nobody out. 4, count them, 4 straight base hits. Sam Warner at the plate. First and second, infield in, expecting the bunt, and Warner, the catcher, looks at a strike, pulls the bat back, and the pitch is a strike. Runners at first and second. At second base is Weber. First base, Kirchhoff. 3-1 now, Carver in the lead. And the pitch is laid down, and it's in fair territory. They throw to third, and they get the out. They're saying the ball hit the batter in the box, so it's just a foul ball. So the ball hit the batter while he was in the box after the bunt. So that is it's just a foul ball at that point in time. First and second. So Warner's got 2 strikes on him. As he laid the bunt down, he said the ball hit him in the box. It spun in fair territory. It is the base umpire, Kevin Young, who makes that call. He had a better view of it, unobstructed view. 2 strikes, and the pitch is right at the knees, but it is low, ball 1. And Flick most definitely wanted that pitch. He would have loved the strikeout at that point in time. A ball and 2 strikes. Flick takes 2 looks and a long look, 3 looks at the runner, and there's going to be time. You could tell when he was going to look back the third time that was going to cause us to halt the game. 3-1 right now. Carver in front. 2 runs here in the top half of the 6th inning. Flick, swing and a miss. He gets the fastball past Warner, and Warner, who was 1 for 1 in the game, goes to 1 for 2 now, and another big strikeout with bases loaded. That's not the first time that's happened. It also happened in the 2nd inning. Not with Warner. Warner was on base. He had just walked at that point in time. Brings up Adam Frederick, who's the right fielder. Frederick 0 for 2, strikeout and grounded into a double play. First and second. 4 straight base hits, and Frederick lets the bat leave his right hand, and he swings and misses, strike 1. 3-1. Right-handed Flick delivers, and it's grounded towards third and into the hole. And there's going to be interference on the play. We'll see what the call is. As the runner at third was looking to round, and he was interfered with by the diving third baseman. So that's just a single that by Frederick, and the 5th base hit of the inning, and the bases are full. Weber at third, Kirchhoff at second, and Frederick is at first, and Bailey Mells is up. Mells is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and also grounded into double play at the same line as Frederick. Frederick gets a base hit to move to 1 for 3 on the day. 3-1, bases loaded, and just 1 out, and Mells pops it up. This is into shallow right. Second baseman has it, and he'll take it. Knight, and there's going to be a play at the plate on the throw, and it's off the target, and Weber scores. Knight backing up did not have the right foot. Didn't have the momentum. His footwork wasn't there, and Weber sees that, and he's going to score. So it's a pop-up 4 for the second out, but give the RBI to Bailey Mells as that pop-up scores Weber. So, and also give a lot of credit to Weber, the pitcher, who's at third right there, and he sprints home and scores. So now there's 2 outs, runners at first and second. We go back to the top of the order, and Connor Cornell, 4-1. Carver has 3 in the inning. Breaking ball in for a strike. Count is even at 1-1 in the 3 batters that Flick has faced. He gets a strikeout of Warner. He gives up a single to Frederick and then a pop-up, which you would think would have gotten out of that fewer than 2 runs runner on third jam. Instead, the runner at third takes advantage of a backpedaling second baseman, or if he wasn't backpedaling, at least his footwork was working, his weight was working backwards. 1-1 pitch, curveball is a foul ball, and the count is 1-2. Kirchhoff at second, Frederick at first. 3 runs are in. Delano, the team that had last week off, is now facing a deficit. Ground ball to Knight. He's going to play it on 2 hops. Flips it over to Hart, the first baseman. And 8 guys come to the plate for the Carver Black Sox, and 3 runs score. 5 base hits, 3 runs score, and 2 runners were left on base. So it is now 4-1, and we'll just keep it here as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. And as we tally up the book, you can get a sense. So the line on Boersma, he is on the hook for all 4 of those runs. So Owen Boersma gave up 4 runs. 4 earned. Struck out 7 and walked 3. Jordan Flick comes in and allows 1 of those runs to score. So Weber back out for the bottom half of the 6th, and he's going to face the heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5. Same thing he did in the 4th inning, and he set him down 1, 2, 3. Hanson, Hart, and Knight in the bottom of the 6th. Carver has used a very productive 6th inning to take a 4-1 lead. And here is Toby Hansen. First pitch is a breaking ball over for a strike. Meesville is leading Champlin Park 5-2. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Hansen. In the Class B tournament, it is Meesville ahead of Champlin Park 5-2. Two balls and a strike, and the pitch catches the corner, and it's 2-2. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv coverage of the State C tournament. Minnesota Amateur Baseball, we like to call it town ball. And 2-2 pitch is a strike on the outside corner, and Hansen says that was outside. He could read his lips plain and clear. That ball was way out. Not the call. The call is a called third strike, and Hansen is out. He is 0 for 2 now with that walk, and this is Hunter Hart, who is 0 for 2. And the Delano crowd and the Delano dugout now looking for a little life as they have fallen behind 4-1. Kick and delivery and misses outside, ball one. Still some activity in the Black Sox bullpen. Pitch low, 2-0 to Hunter Hart. Hart the cleanup hitter. Delano grad, product at St. Thomas. Bottom of the sixth, and the pitch, and it is hit towards third. Dolan dives, comes up with it, and fires across and gets the out. The Delano bench says that he was off the bag. They thought that Cornell was off the bag. And Kevin Young says that's enough. The umpire, get back into the dugout. 5-3 as another play from Dolan. Dolan has been involved, whether he's been in between the lines, in the batter's box, or in the on-deck circle. It's just a name that we've been calling all day long. 2 down, bottom of the sixth inning. Robbie Knight at the plate. First pitch in for a strike. 0-1 pitch, hit out to left field, so Knight comes up with a base knock. He's 1 for 3 now. He had struck out the first 2 times up. James Otto coming to the plate. Otto reached on the air and scored on the base hit from Tanner Krells. Now we do have a pinch hitter, Nate Norman, who had pinch run for Otto. Norman is batting. So with 2 down, we have a runner on first base, and this is Nate Norman at the plate. So Otto reached on the air 0 for 2. Norman was his pinch runner, and he scored. So Norman scoring as a pinch runner, and the pitch outside, a ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the sixth inning here. It's the 2 o'clock start game. We'll have 2 more games tonight, 1 at 5 and 1 at 8. We stay on time. Bottom of the sixth inning. Swing and a miss from Norman, and it's 1-2. Grounded towards third. Dolan picks it up. He's going to have to throw all the way across the field, and he does just that. So the third baseman, David Dolan, makes 2 nice plays in that half inning, and we go to the bottom of the sixth. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of the State Amateur C Tournament, 4-1, Carver over Delano. We'll be right back. Jordan Flick still batting, or still pitching. Ooh. 1 error on the board, but I think there's been about 27 errors by the broadcaster. Pitching is Jordan Flick from Dassel. He replaced Owen Borma from Litchfield. The combination of the 2 of them allowed 3 runs to be plated. Kyle Dalton, the shortstop, who is 0 for 3, is at the plate. Dalton, Bresnahan, and David Dolan, will be batting here in the 7th inning. 3-run lead for Carver, and swing and a miss, and flick to Kyle Dalton. The count is 1-1. Pitch misses, and the count is now in the favor of the batter. 2 balls and a strike. And swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Flick takes a little something off of that pitch. Delano last won the state championship 1988, winning Class C. And there are 4 losses this year. Pitch gets Dalton to dance around on the left side of the plate, and the count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. They lost to Buffalo twice. Buffalo, the Bulldogs, are still alive. They're playing over in Springfield this weekend. Foul tipped and not caught by the catcher Krails. So the at-bat still exists for Dalton. And they also lost to Howard Lake, the Orphans, who got beat last week in a pitching duel with Watkins. And Watkins we'll see, I believe, tomorrow here at the Ball Yard. Tomorrow morning we have Watkins at 11 a.m. Full count pitch, swing and a miss. So strikeout for Flick. Dalton goes down. 8 guys batted in the 6th inning for the Carver Sox, Black Sox. The only person not to bat was Dalton. He leads off here in the 7th and strikes out. 1 down, and Bresnahan is up. Bresnahan's been on base twice, and he scored a run. Singled and scored last time up on the double from David Dolan. First pitch strike, and here comes Flick with the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses inside, and the count is level at 1 ball and a strike. Bresnahan from the left side, the MSU Maverick product, and he looks at a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Bounces over to second. Play made by Knight. Knight throws it on to Hart. And there's 2 down in the 7th. 2 down in the 7th. The winner of this game will play the winner of that St. Patrick game. Breaking ball in for a strike to Dolan. St. Patrick leading at last look 5-1 over Rochester. Fastball misses outside. Ball and a strike now to the third baseman David Dolan, who has reached base all 3 times with 3 base hits. He's got a run and an RBI. Swing and a miss. Takes a vicious hack, and the count is 1-2. Fouled it off, actually. Singled to right and scored in the 2nd. Single to right, stranded in the 3rd, doubled in a run, and scored in the 6th. So 2 runs, 3 hits, and an RBI for Dolan. He's also made an error in the field, but he's also made a couple nice fielding plays. So everything seems to be circulating around David Dolan today. And he lifts a little blooper towards Knight at second, and they will get him out finally, the first time he doesn't reach base. So we are going to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 7th inning stretch time. We're going to step aside for just a second, and we'll be back with the last 2.5 innings as the home team, the Delano Athletics. The A's are trailing 4-1. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 7th inning we go. And Born to Run playing. So we are set here for the bottom of the 7th, and the bottom 3 in the batting order comes to the plate. I was watching Andrew Weber take the hill in the 7th, bottom of the 7th, as we were doing the 7th inning stretch, and he strode out with great confidence. I mean, and I'm not trying to say that in any dramatic form, but he really did. He said, I am ready to go. He's had people, Mark Ulrich is up in the bullpen, another lefty, and his first pitch to Jeff Altoff is a strike. So Altoff singled in the 5th. Altoff was thrown out at home after a single to center field that scored the runner in front of him, Nate Norman. 0-2 the count to Altoff. Altoff was right on his heels, and he tried to score. The throw beat him to the plate, and the catcher came down in front of the plate, and he got the tag down. Ground ball to short. Slinging its sidearm is Dalton, and Altoff is down for the first out in the bottom of the 7th inning. So he is now 1 for 3. 0 for 1, Adam Schlepper is the batter. He was able to lay down a sacrifice bunt in the 5th. He did ground out to the second baseman in the 2nd inning. Bottom of the 7th inning, it is 4-1. Carver over Delano. Game 2 of 4. 0-1 pitch from Weber to Schlepper. Inside 1-1. After this game is over, the Kimball Express will be the home team. They had the bye last week. They take on Prior Lake. The Mudcats had I would have to say, one of the wild wins of all time last week when they, I think, batted 16 guys, scored 11 runs. They were trailing 10-2 in their inning, in the 7th inning, and came back and were leading 13-10. But very few base hits, 3 base hits in that 11 runs. Hit batters, errors, walks, strike, 2-2. Weber in the bottom of the 7th inning has been a very impressive pitcher. And 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to Schlepper. And a foul ball straight back into the net. And the count remains 2-2. We are in Milroy, Minnesota, southwest corner of the state. Just a little bit, 15 miles to the south and to the east of Marshall. 12 miles away from Wabasso. Ground ball towards the second baseman. Bresnahan's got it. He fires onto Cornell. And 2 up and 2 down. Tanner Krales has an RBI single. It is the only run of the game. Pitch outside, 1 ball, no strike to Krales. The catcher struck out in the 3rd, drove in the run. The lone RBI right now for the Delano Athletics. The Green Gang, or Gang Green, is needing runs. They've got 3 at-bats. And the bouncer off the plate knocks helmet and mask right off of the head of catcher Sam Warner. 2 balls and a strike. 2 down, bottom of the 7th. Now it looks like a righty has gotten up in the pen. They had a lefty for a little bit warming up. Ground ball up the middle, and Krales has his second base hit of the game. Both of them to center. 2 hits, and that's going to bring up the top of the order. Let's see if that gets any movement from the dugout of the Carver Black Sox. Weber kind of looked into the dugout, and I thought he said stay in, but maybe he said come out. So the manager, Brian Tishy, is making his way, and I think by the way that the slaps on the butts that's going to be it for Weber. So Weber is going to stay in the game. Maybe. He gives the shortstop daps, and another lefty coming into the game. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with the pitching change on PrepSpotlight.tv with 2 outs, runner at first, 4-1, Carver over Delano. We'll be right back.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Down on 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Well, we're going to swing back to the top of the order for Delano, and when we do that, it means they'll be facing Mark Ulrich, the left-handed reliever for the Carver Sox, the Black Sox, and I will tip the cap to Andrew Weber, who has gone 6 2/3 innings. 6 2/3 innings of good enough, pitching that was good enough to win this game. I mean, he struggled a little bit in the first inning, and after that, gave up a run in the 5th, but has been pretty spot on. Not dominating, not overpowering anything, but keeping the Delano hitters off their mark. A little off base as well. So the first pitch from Ulrich is down low, ball 1. Ulrich also a lefty, wearing number 21. Brady Miller is your batter with 2 outs. He's walked the last time up in the 5th. Missing outside is Ulrich, and the count 2-0 to Miller. Miller 0 for 2. And we go Miller, Yannick, and Hansen here if the inning can continue on. Leaves Yannick. 2 outs. 2-0 pitch is in for a strike, and take was on from Miller, and it's 2-1. So Weber gives up a base hit with 2 outs in the 7th, and that was enough to chase him. And Ulrich coming on to try to get out of the 7th, and he misses low, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Trevor Yannick doubled in his first at-bat. He's 1 for 3. He's sitting on deck, hoping to get a chance with 2 runners on. 3-1 the count. Ulrich misses low. So a base on ball, and Ulrich, who warmed up for about 2 innings, might have only seen 1 batter. He was there to face the lefty, and he didn't get the lefty, and so we will come back with another pitching change, and we're just going to keep it right here. So the tying run is at the plate for the Delano Athletics, and it's in the form of Trevor Yannick. Things have gotten a lot of fun here at the ball yard for both spectators and managers alike, and we have another pitching change. And coming into the game, pitching for Carver. 26. Jacob Bowden. And he is a tall drink of water. See if we get his official stats on the stat sheet. Bowden listed as 6 feet 7 inches tall. 6'7", 200 pounds. Runners are at first and second for Trevor Yannick. Yannick has an extra base hit to his credit. His last 2 at-bats, he struck out and grounded to short. So the tying run is making his way to the plate in Yannick. Following him is Toby Hansen. Now there are 2 outs, so that's assuming something, and we don't assume anything in baseball or broadcasting. 4-1, and I can feel the excitement from everybody here at the ballpark, especially on the Delano side. Fastball above the letters, ball 1. So Bowden at 6 feet 7 inches tall, rears back and misses low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Now a lefty warming up in the pen. It's one of their draftees. So at second base we have Crail. First base we have Miller. At the plate you have Yannick. 2-0 pitch. And it's a swing and a miss. It was a strike anyway, but he did cross the plate with it, and it's 2-1. Bottom of the 7th, this is a little bit where the rubber meets the road. If they can push across a run and make it a shorter game or a shorter deficit, pitch just misses outside. It looked like it caught the knees, but it was outside, so 3 balls and 1 strike right now. If you load the bases, lefty Toby Hansen up. And the lefty warming up in the bullpen. 3-1 pitch, outside. So you bring in 2 relievers, and you get the absolute worst result, and that is walks. So Golden Gopher, Toby Hansen comes up now with the bases loaded. There's a lefty warming up, but Bowden will face him. Booden. Bases loaded, 2 outs. First pitch, swung on and missed from Hansen. Hansen walked in the first, and since then he's grounded out and struck out. He is 0 for 2. He's up here in a huge spot with the bases loaded, down 3. And the 1-strike pitch, outside, 1-1. Breaking ball, off speed, looking to catch the corner and just misses. All the bases are jammed with Athletics. Toby Hansen trying to unjam them. Pitch outside, 2-1. If you remember, Hansen, after he struck out in the last half, or in the 6th, that was just last half inning. It was. That's what I was thinking. And he made a gesture that he thought he didn't get the corner called correctly, and that time he said it was outside as well. 2-1, flared foul, and the count is 2-2. So we are getting down to where there's not a lot left that can happen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The bases are filled with green jerseys. This is state tournament baseball right here. Winner moves on. Loser will head home and not be playing next weekend. 2-2 pitch. Misses. And the count is full. The string is completely out. The line is completely out. There's nothing else that can happen except for foul balls here or a result. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch is outside. Three straight walks. 3 straight walks. 3 straight walks, and it's 4-2. The relievers have not the relievers have not been able to get the ball over the plate consistently, and 3 straight walks. And it is not 45-2, it is just 4-2. We correct it. 4-2. Now the tying run is at second base. The winning run is sitting over, or the go-ahead run is sitting at first base for Hunter Hart. And he fouls off the first pitch from Bruden. Wow, 3 straight walks.
And no one's holding hands, and he'll be halfway to second when he's pitched. Watching him over there with no one behind him is already 5 steps off.
Jacob Bowden. 0-1 pitch. Grounded towards short. Dalton makes the play. He's got to get it over there quickly, and he gets the out. So Dalton makes the play at short. Hunter Hart grounds out. He is now 0 for 4. They get a run off 3 walks and a base hit. So it's 4-2 going into the 8th inning. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of the State C Amateur Baseball Tournament. Town Ball on PrepSpotlight.tv. If you're a Baltimore Orioles fan, you know this is their traditional 7th inning stretch song. Little John Denver playing. Here in Milroy on a gorgeous afternoon in late August, last Saturday of August, what happened to the unrecognizable summer of 2020? It's slipping past us, but it's slipping past us at the ballpark as we watch the State Amateur Baseball Tournament Class C style, and we got ourselves a ball game in the 8th inning. Delano leads 4-2. A sloppy 7th inning for Carver. Carver leads Delano 4-2. Carver, a sloppy inning pitching, a base hit and 3 walks, and allows a run. So we will see how they respond in the top of the 8th. And the pitcher, Weber, who was listed as pitcher DH, is still taking his cuts. Weber, 1 for 2 on the game. And he is ahead in the count, 2-0. Flick still pitching. Jordan Flick out of Dassel. Nobody warming up for Delano, so Flick will go, I think, until he gets into some trouble here. And the pitch misses, and he's 3-0. So 3 walks in that last, all from the bullpen. Weber looks at a strike, 3 balls and a strike. So a base hit was given up by Weber with 2 outs, and then he gave up the ball, and his relievers walked 3 straight. Here he swings and misses at the 3-1 pitch. Weber with a walk in the second, struck out in the third, and then a single in the 6th, and he scored a run. This one out to center field, and Miller is going to be right there, and Miller makes the play. So Weber with a run and a hit. Cole Kirchhoff, the left fielder, has an RBI, 2 hits. Right-handed hitter looks at the pitch outside, 1-0. Singled in the second, driving in the run, struck out in the 4th. Pops up here, and this one's going to stay in play. It's the third baseman, and that's Norman. Norman is over there now. And Norman makes the catch. Sam Warner to the plate here in the top of the 8th inning.
All right, so 2 down for Warner.
Warner 1 for 2. He singled in the 4th. First pitch, breaking ball is over for a strike. Little 12-6 breaking ball from Flick, and he's up in the count. Warner, the left-handed hitter, is going to try to push a bunt. The catcher does, and he's down in the count 0-2. It's going to come down now to the Carver Black Sox bullpen. They've got the 4-2 lead. They had a 3-run lead after scoring 3 in the 6th inning. broken bat, ground ball, and it'll be played by Knight, and Knight ends the inning in rather quick fashion, 3 up, 3 down. So we are to the bottom of the 8th now. The Carver Black Sox trying to knock off the 18-4 Delano Athletics. Delano with 2 cracks left to try to get these 2 runs back. We'll see what happens on Prep Spotlight when we come back.
What's special about high school sports? The passion. The excitement. The memories.
Down on 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community. Connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Yes, it's baseball at its purest form here in Milroy. Town ball, amateur state tournament, no shifting. Everybody's playing their positions the way meant to be played. Shade a little bit if you want to shade a runner or a hitter to the left or shade them to the right, but let's not play 5 guys over on one side of the field, 5 guys over on the left side of the field. This is baseball, the way it was meant to be played, and all you sabermetric folk can take that to the bank. And this is fun stuff. It's 4-2 into the bottom of the 8th inning. This guy's playing for the absolute love of the game and the absolute love of their community. And that is the definition of town ball to me. So coming to the plate for the Delano Athletics, managed by Steve Island, it's going to be Robbie Knight. Be scheduled to hit are Knight, Norman, and Altoff. Knight, number 22, the second baseman, 1 for 3. Got a single last time up. Swings and misses from Jacob Bowden. The lefty in the bullpen, one of their draftees, is hand on hips. I think he's ready to go. Bowden induces a pop foul. It's going to be just off of play and about 8 feet wide over the top of the party deck and out of play. No balls, 2 strikes to Robbie Knight, the second baseman. 4-2 is your score. Carver led 1-0 after scoring in the second. Delano tied it up in the 5th, 1-1. Right away in the top of the 6th, Carver came back with 3. And that made it 4-1. In the 7th, Delano got 3 walks to help a run push across the plate. Strike 3 to Knight. And Bowden gets his first strikeout of the game. Weber's line is complete. Weber pitched 6 2/3 innings. He gets both runs are his. One earned run. First pitch to Norman is a ball. Nate Norman. He pinch ran after James Otto reached on an error, and Norman came around to score the first run for Delano. Foul ball, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. After that, Norman grounded out. He came up in the 6th and grounded out to the third baseman, David Dolan. 4-2 your score. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning, 1 out. So if you're counting outs, which you should never count outs, but you can, and I'm going to do it for you right now. If you're counting outs, they've got 5 outs left. Delano to score 2 runs. Pitch wide, 2 balls and a strike to Norman. It sounds like the St. Patrick Irish have taken full control of their game. Pitch on the way, and a little weak rounder back to the pitcher, and Bowden falls down. He slips and falls onto his 6'7" keister and picks it up and fires over to first base. So a good play there by Bowden, Jacob Bowden, when things looked like they might go south on him as he falls south towards the ground. The big feller makes the defensive play, and there's 2 down here in the 7th inning. And that brings up Jeff Altoff. Altoff with a base hit. He was thrown out at the plate in the 5th inning. He is 1 for 3. 4-2 your score. Swung on and missed by Altoff. Strike 1. Now, if you remember just back about 15 minutes ago, Delano had 2 outs in the 7th and then went on to score. It was 4 straight reach base, 3 on walks. Fouled straight back, and it's 2 strikes to Altoff. So we've seen runs score with 2 outs. If you look at Carver, they've scored everything right off the top. They get a leadoff base hit in the 2nd and score, and then all the guys, the first 3 guys getting on base in the 6th, they'll score. Fouled away as Altoff steps a little bit into the bucket and swings and gets just the end of the bat. 4-2 your score here in Milroy. Cornfields across the street. Cornfields out center field on the field that's across Highway 68. It's a great setting for baseball, and the pitch is in the dirt. A ball and 2 strikes. Bowden facing Altoff. Still 2 more games to follow here in Milroy today. 2-2 pitch, broken bat, and it's going to be enough to get out to the outfield. So the orange bat of Altoff snaps in half, but he singles. He's a strong fella, and he singles out to center field. And again, they try to get things cooking with 2 outs. They got a base hit with 2 outs in the 7th. That came off of the bat of Tanner Kroles. And then 3 straight walks brought in Kroles. Well, Kroles is sitting on deck. Right now batting is Adam Schlepper. And Schlepper is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. First pitch is a swing and a miss from Adam Schlepper. Runner at first with 2 outs.
On press row, which is a grand total of 5.
Bowden delivers a breaking ball, and the count quickly 0-2 to Schlepper. Runner at first. The tying run is at the plate in the form of Schlepper. Reminded me of the Wonder Kids, if you remember that from the 1970s. Foul ball out. Game 3 this weekend here in Milroy out of 8. We watched Fairmont win a great one last night, 2-1, exciting one. We watched the Bluffton Braves blow out. Pitch, strike 3, and this is over. And then let me finish my sentence before I go to break, because that would make me really mad if a broadcaster doesn't finish his sentence. Randall Cubs. They blew out the Randall Cubs 11-0, but that was a big strikeout from Bowden, and Bowden gets through that inning relatively cleanly. There was a hit. There was a runner left on base, but just that 2-out single, and we're going to work our way to the top half of the 9th inning now. And this game is at 4-2. Carver looking to upset a region champion and move on to the round of 16 next week, and where they will be taking on either the St. Patrick Irish, as it looked like they had built an 8-1 or 9-1 lead over Rochester. But we're going to step aside real fast, take a break, and then we'll be back for the 9th inning. 4-2 Carver over Delano. You're watching PubSpotlight.tv. And welcome back to Milroy. Take a look at a shot. That one was taken a couple summers ago for the show Town Ball, Uniquely Minnesota. You can order that now on Amazon. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you get it for free. Don't tell anybody that. You get it for free. Yep. Town Ball, Uniquely Minnesota by Big G Media. We come to the 9th inning, and leading off for the Black Sox of Carver is Adam Frederick. Frederick with a base hit in the 6th. He's the right fielder. He is 1 for 3. Breaking ball, catches the plate, strike 2. It made Frederick dip that shoulder a little bit like he was going to get hit, but it is in for a strike. Good breaking ball by Flick. Flick still pitching. He's the Dassel draftee. Jordan Flick came in for Owen Borema. And Flick has pitched the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th, so he's in his 4th inning right now. Owen Borema from Litchfield, the lefty from Litchfield. 2 balls and 2 strike. Flick facing Adam Frederick. Straight back, and the count remains 2-2. It's Frederick, Mells, and Cornell who we have set for this inning. Two-two pitch, chopped foul, and the count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. Skittles, an order of Skittles comes through. You can't survive a day of State C baseball without Skittles. Strikeout and 1 down. So Frederick on the breaking ball from Flick goes down. Nicholas, what's your favorite flavor of the Skittles?
Probably green.
Green Skittles. Nicholas Earlbeck joining us here, replacing Greg Wolford, who was the 8-game camera operator last week. Nicholas going 8 games this week. First pitch, strike. Second pitch, lifted out to right field. Charging in on it is Hansen, and he can't get there. That's going to be a base hit. Mells is just going to stay at first. Hansen got a little bit of a late break on it, but that was shallow right field. So give Mells his first base hit of the game. He does have an RBI. If you remember, his RBI came on his last at-bat. He popped it up to shallow right field, right behind the second baseman. And the second baseman was drifting backwards when he caught it, and the pitcher, who was on third base, Andrew Weber at the time, pitcher/DH now, he took off and scored, tagging up and scored. And that was the 4th run. That might be the deciding run. Right now, the deciding run was actually the run that was scored by Dolan in that same inning when they scored 3. But you never know how big that last run is. So this brings up the top of the order, Connor Cornell. Connor has not reached base yet. He grounds hard to third on a hop. They get it over to Knight, and that's a double play. So we go Norman to Knight to Hart. Norman to Knight to Hart. 5-4-3 on the double play. That's the 3rd double play that Delano has turned. And now we go where the absolute rubber meets the road. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning. And we're just going to keep it here as Jacob Bowden has the ball. 6 feet 7 inch tall, Jacob Bowden, and he's going to try to close this out. They're going to send the same guy down to the bullpen. That's number 5. We'll get the name on that. In the bullpen is Torben Erdahl, and he's from Cologne. So right now, Jacob Bowden is trying to get 3 outs and move the Carver Black Sox on to the Sweet 16, where it looks they'll play the St. Patrick Irish. The Irish are a very good team. I don't know what they have beyond pitcher Colin Dank. We saw him last week, and they have a complete lineup top to bottom. And Colin Dank, the Mankato State pitcher, or Minnesota State University Mankato pitcher, is very good. The question when you get to next week and you have to win 4 games in 3 days, that's when you have to be able to deliver pitchers that can go 3-4 innings and then come back the next day and do the same thing. You know, get relievers who can give you quality innings. This one game in the week, you can have your ace come out, and it's ace versus ace normally, and that's how it works out. So we're going to be here for the bottom of the ninth inning. Nicholas Earlbeck, Andy Price with you on PrepSpotlight.tv. Skittles and Coors Light will get us through the bottom of the ninth. And the first pitch is a fastball from Bowden up high. It's 9-1-2, so Tanner Krales, who has a couple base hits and a run scored, and an RBI. Krales up for the fourth time. It'll be Krales, it'll be Brady Miller, it'll be Trevor Yannick. Swing and a miss, and the count is 1-2. Bowden to Krales. One-two pitch on the way. In for strike three. Krales looks at a fastball right at the knees. And Bowden now has his third strikeout. Brady Miller is going to come to the plate. He's the leadoff hitter. Jacob Bowden from Carver, Minnesota. It is the Carver Black Sox. First pitch, swing, miss. Fouled away, I guess. Foul tip. And Miller has walked his last two appearances. Walked in the fifth, walked in the seventh as part of those three straight walks that led to a run. 2 outs away are the Carver Black Sox. Pitch misses in and low, 1-1. 6'7" Jacob Bowden. So far, the tallest pitcher we've seen in Milroy. Taller than the corn. Across the street. Fastball misses outside, 2-1. If Bowden or if Miller can get on, we're going to look at Trevor Yannick, and then you're going to look at Toby Hansen. Pitch outside, 3 balls and a strike. 1 down here in the bottom of the ninth inning. This is a good one. Game 2 of 4 for us here on PrepSpotlight.tv today. 3-1 pitch. Catches the corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Carver, 4 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. 2 runs on 6 hits, no errors for Delano. 3-2 the count. The pitch. Swung on and missed. 2 strikeouts in this inning. 3 straight strikeouts for Bowden. And Miller goes down without, at this point in time, reaching or getting a base hit. That brings up Yannick. Yannick walked his last time up in those 3 straight walks. That led to a run. Yannick doubled to start the game in the first inning. Did not score. 2 down. He is it. The last hope. First pitch outside, ball 1. Trevor Yannick, the Delano High School grad, went on to North Dakota State University, played independent ball. And he now is facing Jacob Bowden. Bowden delivers up high, 2 balls, no strikes. Somebody's got to get on base. They need 2 runs in this inning to extend this game. 2-0 the pitch, inside, 3-0. He came inside with a fastball and misses off the plate inside. 3 balls, no strikes. The Carver Black Sox, 1 out away from advancing on. 3-0 pitch, delivered, strike. Three balls, 1 strike. Trevor Yannick, the batter. Pitch. Outside, and the tying run will come to the plate. That's his 3rd walk. Bowden has 3 walks to go along with his 4 strikeouts. He walked in a run in the 7th. He walks the Two-out batter, Yannick here, and that's going to bring the tying run to the plate. Toby Hansen, left-handed hitter, grounds foul on the first pitch. Hansen, number 24. This Delano team, almost everybody representing the city of Delano. 0-1 pitch, inside 1-1. They are needing to figure out a way to get 2 runs here. Otherwise, their season is over with. It's been a very good season. 18 wins, 4 losses coming in. But they are in desperate straits right now. Up high, 2 balls and a strike. No reason for Yannick to go because his run really doesn't matter at this moment. Sure, it gets rid of a force out if he were to advance over, but they need to get 2 runs. 2 balls and a strike from Bowden to Hansen. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv as things come down to the wire. Swung on and it's hit right at the shortstop. He leaps up. He actually catches it on the way down. So Hansen lines out to end the game. And the Carver Black Sox have come in and defeated the Delano Athletics 4-2. A nice win for the Black Sox. 4 runs on 10 hits and 1 error for Carver. 2 runs on 6 hits, no errors for Delano. The winning pitcher will be Andrew Weber, who went 6 2/3 innings. He gave up 2 runs, 1 of them earned. Weber gets the win. It's his 2nd straight state tournament win. He got the win last week when they beat Clinton 14-2. He pitched 7 innings in that game. He goes 6 2/3 innings in this game. On the flip side, the losing pitcher will be Owen Borma. The lefty from Litchfield gave up 4 runs in 5+ innings. And the final score is 4-2. We take a look at Carver's offensive heroes. 4 different guys collecting RBI. 3 base hits for David Dolan, and we're going to finish with Dolan in just a second. He had an RBI. Cole Kirchhoff, he had 2 hits and an RBI. Sam Warner, a hit and an RBI, and Bailey Mells had a sacrifice fly that led to an RBI on a heads-up base-running play by Andrew Weber, the pitcher who was on third and tagged and scored on a very shallow fly ball to right field. But let's go back to David Dolan for just a second. Not only did he make a couple great plays in the field, he had the hits, he had the RBI, but he started the game by getting a line drive right off of his knee. And it looked, he dropped, and we weren't sure if he was going to play. So before he ever gets to the field at third base, before he ever gets to the plate in his first at-bat, he takes a line drive off the knee, and it looks like he's not going to play, and he's involved almost all the way around. So tip of the cap to David Dolan, third baseman for the Carver Black Sox. They move on and win it 4-2. We're going to step aside. We'll be back in about 40 minutes, I would guess, with Game 3. And that game will be the Prior Lake Mudcats against the Kimball Express. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv coverage of the State C Tournament. For Nicholas Earlbeck, I'm Andy Price. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back. Enjoy this day of baseball here in Minnesota, the State Amateur Baseball Tournament on PrepSpotlight.tv.